one body, no, two bodies and two cremations, the town doesn't do anyway. You know, you can dig those by hand if you have to. So that's how it got started, with the town digging the graves and covering them, to let the money go to the cemetery for the mowing and for whatever. That's why the town got involved in the first place.
Now, do we do that for other cemeteries in town, or just this one here?
There aren't any burials in other cemeteries. in the
We're
town.
full up. We got no vacancy.
So what other cemeteries would there be?
Well, that's why I'm just wondering if it was any of the other ones, they're open, or
I believe the other.
we've ever done at any other cemetery.
St. Mary's has their own equipment, correct?
St. Mary's has their own equipment. St. Mary's are having, we're meeting with St. Mary's on the 25th with the sexton from St. Mary's. And the cemeteries in the Catholic community are all having a terrible time. They've got volunteers, they've got the Hibernians mowing St. Anne's, the old St. Anne's cemetery. Well, it's running out, and they're gonna contact Schaefer's to see about hiring them to do the mowing. And they take up a collection at church. There's no money for any cemeteries. I don't care if you're in the Catholic cemetery, the Methodist cemetery, or this one. The cemeteries are all struggling to try to keep them open and keep them mowed.
Yeah.
Aren't they, Dan?
Yes. We've gone down to just twice a month now in our cemetery, because we won't have enough money to.
Who does your opening?
Who does our opening?
Well,
They're full.
We're full up. We got no vacancy.
Are you sure of that?
Well, there's one, but that person they can't find.
Yeah, there somewhere.
It's a tough situation. It's catch-22.
Very few dollars involved.
You're going to see a lot of younger people just getting cremated.
They keep it.
It's a waste of land, I hate to say it, but it is.
The county is pretty good about doing cemeteries, I'll say that.
Twice a year.
That's what it is, twice a year.
Yeah.
That's what they come.
And if that's
You can be
right
put
here
in a
now. You want to
paperweight
move
now,
twice
all
a year. I mean, that's
presidents
the
and
way it
stuff
was about 4
with
years
your
ago
ashes.
when we had a different person on the cemetery association. The grass was up to the top of the gravestones when he finally got around to mow it. It was a crime.
The town will end up doing it. About the size of it, isn't it? I mean, that's what it looks like to me. The town's gonna end up doing it one way or another.
If the cemetery runs out of money, hopefully,
Yeah,
we're,
right.
like I said, we're trying to get a database together, but Jupiter, that's a real,
In light of all of that, and I'm not trying to promote anything, I'm just telling you, I've been contacted, this was probably a year ago, from the windmill company and from the town of Wayland, which the two cemeteries are in, and they wanted me to write down some of the things that were needed within the cemetery. There was a upkeep for the monument, whether it was tree removal, whatever it might be. And that would give the windmill company an idea of what some of the needs within the area were. And there may be money to come in from those to help out cemeteries that are in dire need of taking care of trees, taking care of the openings. And myself, I know we have a lot of issues with graves that are starting to collapse, and we have to take care of. Foundations that are collapsing, we have to take care of. And there's no other family around. We have to stand the cost of that. And some of them are very dear to do. I just had one done a year and a half ago, was almost $1,000. By the time they removed the monument, and it was huge. Half as big as that whole area up there. And they had to remove the 3 pieces, put a new foundation in, put it all back. Did it, fine, but the cemetery had to pay the bill. And there was no other money that we could get from vandalism or any of the state agencies or anything like that to help you out. So, and you never know when these are going to come. We've had trees come down.
Yeah.
The town of Wayland was gracious enough to come up and remove the tree. Helped us clean up. Brought their men up and saws and everything. So hopefully with the windmill situation, they asked, you know, who were some of the important people that were there? And we've got people back in the 1800s, doctors, lawyers, things like that are buried at Lakeside, and we put all that information down, and hopefully with that would give them some type of base that they would say, okay, we need to give cemeteries in the region that are getting these towers some money to help them along, instead of maybe giving it all to the school.
Yeah.
Nothing against the school,
Yeah.
don't get me wrong, or whoever, but help divide up some of that money to other entities within the townships that really need it.
Just are you still guys still doing that? Cause I know they came to me also when we were talking to Everpower.
To be honest, it's the first I've heard of it, so.
I think it was through SHPO.
Was it through SHPO?
But
what-
so,
weren't
because
they-
we had to make out papers on it.
Right,
too,
but
and I-
wasn't, it wasn't, it was
Sorry, I
Everpower.
couldn't
It was
hear you.
Everpower that we were talking to at the same
I
time.
think it still follows the Bear and Winds project. I think it's Bear and Winds, not just, you know.
So that's separate, right? That's totally separate from what we're, as a town, would be getting?
From what I understood, the paperwork that we received, it was through the SHPO, the State Historic Preservation. And it was a mitigation grant that is given to the towns, pardon me, that are involved in the project. And it's awarded after the project is under construction or possibly completed. That's how the LaRue House was restored, was through the SHPO mitigation grant.
Right, right. Yeah,
And I
did-
think this is the same thing, and I know I had, you know, we had to make paperwork out on it too. And it generally went to the historical societies of the towns,
Mhm.
because they were the ones that, had maybe a better grasp of things that were needed along the line.
Yeah, we talked that here too.
And I think it's based on, probably on the number of turbines that you have and, you know, the impact to your area. It wouldn't be, in other words, it wouldn't be a division of equal money to 4 towns. It would probably be delegated, you know, according to that. When Cohocton they received $150,000 from the wind project that's in existence for the LaRue House. That went to the LaRue House only. It didn't matter if it were a private owner of it, or if the town owned it, or the village owned it, or as it was turned over to the Historical Society. It had to have a separate SHPO committee that monitored and reported all of the expenditures on this grant for the duration of the time that it took to do it. So it couldn't be used, there wasn't a dime that could be used any other place than at the LaRue House. And I know that Naples also applied for the SHPO on that project too, and they were awarded $50,000, and they put in restrooms in Memorial Hall where they have their festival grounds. So,
I hadn't heard anything about it from you, I was just wondering.
No, I can take that as not an check, I'm interested, so.
it's probably out of Bear and Wind's
Yeah.
hands. So I don't expect that you would know, because SHPO takes it and then they do all the background of it. And it's probably been a couple of years since we
Yeah,
had to do
yeah,
this.
Seth brought it up and,
Yeah, I
Right.
can go back and look at my data at home, but I believe that it was a couple of years. And I know that the ones that, you know, we gave them 3 ideas from the Cohocton area, and I think that Carol Michael gave them some, you know, input on hers, and Mike Willis did as well. But they were all, you know, they're all different needs and everything else.
we put it into a little lane, but we did it.
And
That would be in hopes that the county would help out with some of that also. They get a good piece of change out of it, what are they gonna do with their money, sit on it?
And they're gonna
They
get
could,
money.
they could help out a little bit with some of these,
two of the proposals that Cohocton put in were cemeteries. and the other one was to finish up the small amount of work that needs to be done on the Lou house. The cupola was never done. The restoration was never done on the interior of that, and that's all that needed to be done, so. And another thing that they did too, they looked for, structures or whatever that are on the national or state register, of historic places, and that was how the Lou house was chosen. But the cemeteries, I believe, would, forego that, because it all started way into the early 1800s or before.
Right.
So
There's also a lot of abandoned cemeteries that are still
Even
trying to be
further.
found,
Yeah.
in areas that, one right next to my mother and dad's. That one there, that's South Church. Nobody's done a thing with it. I've tried, but we haven't gotten too far with it.
Yeah.
And the Worth Cemetery was the other one, so.
Harding Hill Cemetery is abandoned, and I had a man come to court that wants to be buried there. Why he came to court, I guess because I was a person here.
So, there's others.
Alright guys, we gotta keep rolling, 'cause we have Justin and Tina here for the budget. So we got a couple of little things to do, and then we'll get to that. We'll be here till 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
So I passed out the HCA and the release agreement. We need to schedule a special meeting to do a final review on the documents. It also goes back to Councilman Phelps and the lawyers. I don't know what you guys wanna do with that.
We'll get the information you want.
Okay, but we need to do a special meeting or get going on this.
That's what he said, yeah.
But do you wanna have a special meeting in between the time to go over the HCA and the road use agreement?
Don't have to,
We should, yeah.
should have at least.
Can I ask a question? Is this just a review or to vote on these agreements?
Well, we need to review the host community is pretty much done. We need to review what you guys put in, because we just received it this afternoon. Road use agreement, there's a few things just to look through to compare to the counties. And then we have to get the situation figured out before we can vote.
Okay. Is it possible to have the vote together after the review at the same meeting?
It's up to you guys.
Come to a special meeting.
Okay.
You're gonna have 2 or 3 special meetings then?
If we can do it all in one.
If you can do it all in one meeting, why don't we do it all in one meeting and have it done with?
I'm not sure if the polls first before we schedule.
Is a special meeting open to the public, or is there a public
Yes.
hearing, or?
Oh, it's,
So in the meantime, we'll send you some little things in this and maybe get this done.
I thought it was done, but sure.
Well, there's a few things just looking at the counties,
Okay,
because we just received that today too.
okay.
There's, wordage,
Okay.
and we haven't heard back from Colleen yet.
Okay.
And then I did send this to our insurance agent also.
Okay,
We'll know.
all right. So we can touch base this week and try to get that scheduled, so. Chip was hoping, he's gonna be out here next week, and he was hoping for me next week.
Yeah, I'm gone the whole next week.
Okay.
You guys can do it then.
So,
Do you wanna schedule something now or do it? Sure.
So 2 weeks away?
2 weeks?
You have time to get it into the paper, get it advertised.
I gotta have it so I can get, put my request in for any ordain.
You wanna do the week of the first then?
October 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th, 6th.
Can't do the first one?
31st wedding anniversary,
Oh, I think we did something last year, and you had to rush away and.
well, I was going on vacation last year,
Yeah.
for 2 weeks.
You're gone next week. What about something on the week of the 23rd?
I
That's
can
what
do
it
the
is.
26th.
26th,
What day is that?
a Thursday. It's the day we have the harassment training.
That's during the day.
That's during the day, it's first thing in the morning.
26.
Twenty-fifth?
Sixth.
26th,
Does that work?
unless Poland can't make it.
Seven?
26th.
Six
Want
Oh.
to do 6?
7 p.m.,
6?
6.
What time, 6?
Yeah.
Ooh,
That's not good
Well,
for you. 7?
So it's 6:30.
6:30? Will that work, Mike?
Can I help you?
We need an auctioneer.
Mike?
7 is really good.
Okay, let's just do 7.
Next Sunday.
After 7.
And we need a motion. For the special meeting for ACA and RUA at 7 p.m. on September 26th, 2019, Thursday, if Poland can make it.
Second that.
Who first did it? No, I can't do that. So you're gonna first it then?
Yeah,
Okay. Who's
I'll
gonna
make
second?
that motion.
Okay, all right.
Roll call?
Whitman,
Aye.
Phelps,
Aye.
Smith,
Aye.
Kiefer,
Aye.
Murray.
Aye.
Aye, 0 nay, 1 0 abstain.
Okay, next up, we have the highway barn update. Poland sent a letter to Andy Butler. Andy called me last Thursday, kind of upset, but said that he is willing to fix it and wanted to talk to me.
He talked to me at my home this morning and stopped to see me personally. And we discussed it about I invited him here tonight for any questions or answers, but I didn't see him fill up. So it's just a matter of if you're good enough to have him go ahead and get it finished.
What's he say he's gonna do?
You'll have to change some of that metal on the front.
Replace it all with me. The screws will all be off center. They'll be off about that far. If you slide that sheet down there, then screws ain't gonna hit that pearl, I'll tell you.
That's the decision the board will have to make.
I hope you decided to replace it, because that's the only way you'll ever fix it, I'll tell you.
Is that what he said he was gonna do? Or was he just gonna do that?
We didn't discuss that any further.
Oh.
No
I didn't know
way.
what the lawyer had sent him. I had none of that information, so I was very careful on what I presented to him.
The lawyer wanted to be the one that talked to him, not you or I.
Yeah, you told me that after you got done talking with me. I said, well, much for that.
What's the
I'll see
lawyer
him
know
Judge
about
Farley
that?
before we get done, but nonetheless, yes, he told me that after the fact.
So what do we want him to do? Then I can tell the lawyer, and the lawyer can tell them.
It's all right.
I thought it was clear the